This is the first knife I ever made. Made it for my daughter. Made it with using hand files and hand tools. This is the second knife. I made it for my son, also with hand files. This is the third knife I've made for another son. He wanted a tanto, again with hand files. So these first three knives I did by hand, just kind of as a project for my children. This next knife is what was left over from the third knife, the tanto that I did. Then I did another one for a brother. And I practiced a little bit of decoration on the handle. I practiced a swedge on the tip. Then I had my family crest and my motto engraved on these to give to my children. This is another knife that I did for a friend. And then I did some practice, went through a series of practice knives. I was using steel lawn edger blades that had a hole in them, and I just wanted to practice some knife making. So I made a series of these skinning knives, and these knives are actually the first ones that saw any real action in the field. I sent the prototype to my brother in Idaho, and so far he's skinned a wild hog with it, a deer, and an elk. So all these skinners have gone to different family members. This one went to my sister. And then I got interested in making little neck knives after I made the first one that I did up there. This is from an edger blade as well. It's a good material. Makes a decent knife at low cost. And I had some saw blades from my father-in-law, so I started making some saw blade knives for practice. I practiced etching a deer head on that one with ferric chloride acid. This is my first hidden tang from an old chunk of antler my father-in-law gave me. I used a knife blade or saw blade for this. I'm still in the saw blade stage of my practicing, just using some cheap metals that will actually hold an edge. Now I'm back to using some expensive metal. This is A2, etched a deer logo on it for my father-in-law. This is one of my favorite knives. This is a little 8-inch knife. I gave this to a daughter. I really like this one a lot. It feels really good in your hand. It's got nice weight. Everybody that she works with is really jealous when she's got this knife at work that she uses. And I like this one enough, I decided to make myself one, which is a little bit bigger version. So this is a 9.5-inch version of that one. And I liked it enough that I keep it around, and I put my initials on it for myself. This one I made for a daughter-in-law. She wanted a cedar-handled one. And then I started working on my presentation of the knives, doing a little staging, attempting to stage them to make them look more attractive or more interesting than just laying them on the driveway and taking pictures of them while I stand over them. So I put liners on that one. That's the first one I put liners on. This is the first knife I've actually sold. This is the first hollow grind knife. It's a 14-inch long, or it's 15-inch long overall, 12-inch long blade. My first sculpted handle as well. I was trying to get my skill level up so that I could do some other projects that I wanted to do. It's a big knife, really sharp, balanced well. This is the second knife that I sold. The guy sent me an antler from an elk that he shot, and I made this skinning knife out of it, hidden tang. It's got a hollow grind on it, 440C stainless steel. Nice custom sheath there for it. I sent that out to him in Utah. This is what it looks like without the antler on it. There's a couple pictures of it being fitted into the antler section. Yeah, I used a lot of my skills that I've learned so far into this knife. It's the most complicated one I've done so far, and when I was finished, it was kind of weird, but I actually felt accomplished as a knife maker and pleased with the work, where the other previous to this I had not felt quite as pleased as I was with this one. And then I got into doing water jet and CNC blank cutting. I developed this little neck knife, and then I made a couple of these. This is also a CNC water jet cut. So is this. This is a kind of a combat survival style knife, water jet. It's kind of a general hunting camping knife, experimenting with different thicknesses of handles. This is that little neck knife again, more of the camp knife. Then my skinning knife evolved into a skeleton knife, skeleton skinning knife, the stainless steel version of that, 440C stainless. And that's kind of about where I'm at right now, is working on these. I got a bunch of neck knives and a bunch of these skinners to finish up. Then I've got some new designs on the board to come out sometime this year. Thanks for watching.